Alright, this is Andrew Jolly with Joda Home Inspections. Today is February 25th, 2020, and we are at 1147 Blaine Ave doing a sewer scope. We've got the camera pushed all the way out to the main line, the city connection, and we're going to pull it back now and record it and see what else we find. You can see running water on the screen down on the main line. I'm going to get my camera head wet. It'll give us a little bit better view. This first connection point is called the nose on. This looks good. You're dropping in at the top of the line and not at the bottom, which is an advantage because if the city line backs up, it makes it a little bit harder to back up into your line. Just shy of 100 feet out, and that's from the roof. And so this is kind of a short line compared to some. A lot of times you'll have a 100-foot line, but not when I'm going through the roof. Usually you're closer to 110, 120 or more. So one of the things I'm looking at as we pull back is whether you have any standing water or whether everything's draining on its own naturally. So far this is looking really good. Got a little tiny offset there, but not too bad. These ones are pretty common. I don't think that's going to catch on anything. That's another thing that I'm looking at, is whether you have any offsets. So as things flush down, you don't want big lips on the connection points, or else solids can get caught on that, and then it can back up. Those connection points are also where roots like to come in. And so far I haven't seen any big roots, or really any small ones for that matter. At least not yet. You have a lot of big trees here, and so I wouldn't be surprised to find some. But even pushing my camera head out, I wasn't seeing many. Definitely no big ones. So that's great news. Trying to see what this bulge is on the right side of the screen. That could be some sort of root material. That looks like a clean out there, so if you see the top part of the pipe, that's an access point, probably somewhere in the yard. A lot of times they get buried. I didn't see any. Sometimes they'll pop up, but sometimes you have to locate them and then dig them up if you actually want to access that area. I went through the roof stack, and so I'm going through the big vent on the roof. It's on the west side of the house. So we're transitioning here to cast iron. A lot of times that transition is right where it goes through the foundation or somewhere near that. Cast iron is going to be the weakest link here. Cast iron will flake over time and the pipe gets thin. You can see on the top of the screen how it's flaking. If you clean that and jet it, sometimes it'll just make it worse. Has an expected life of 50, 60 years, but it really depends a lot on water quality and use, a lot of factors. And so I don't like to give really age estimates on cast iron for that reason. I've seen it last a lot longer than other houses with the same material. But it is something that you should be aware of because eventually it'll need to be replaced because it'll cause problems. This pipe is performing the way that it should. I didn't see any roots. You had good grade going all the way out. I didn't find any standing water, no offsets. Really the biggest thing here is you have some cast iron, and that's something that I would almost expect. You are getting closer to the time to where I start to see a lot of these houses get replacement pipes put in, but it honestly doesn't surprise me that it still has cast, and this one looks like it was doing what it should be. So I'm going to end this recording now.